All right, guys, welcome back to a quick vlog. So OnePlus has spoken. I think we all woke up and got an email from OnePlus, and the 8 and the 8 Pro. Now they're coming. So one thing for sure is that they're probably just gonna be. It's gonna be just like the 7T and the 7 Pro. One's gonna have a Quad HD display and one's gonna have an AMOLED 1080p AMOLED display, but one will have a little bit bigger display. Blah blah blah. They're both still gonna have the 865. They should both be 5G. What's to like about them? Well, a lot. I like that there's no more pop-up camera. Not that I have something against the pop-up camera, but more moving parts for some people, easier to break. So with that being said, I think that these phones should be a hit. My only concern is how are they going to price them now, considering, they're always ahead of the curve when it comes to pricing their devices. They give you all the same specs as all the latest devices, and then they price them about $100 to $200 to $400 less than everybody else. So when the McLaren 7T Pro came out, that's at $900, and it's only available at T-Mobile. So now on T-Mobile, you can actually get the 7 Pro for $450, folks. That's a fantastic deal. And you can also get the 7T for $499. So let's not write off those devices as being irrelevant and just not worth buying, because the fact of the matter is they are worth buying. Both of those phones, all three of those phones, are still relevant. And honestly, I'm going to say this now, unless you just want the newer design, unless you just want that newer design, with no pop-up camera and the colorful backs on them, do you really need to upgrade? The answer is always going to be no. But I know that a lot of people will probably sell their current OnePlus devices or trade them in or something like that and get the latest one, and I'm all for that too. I definitely think that you should do what's best for you when it comes to buying a device. I personally, since I review tech, I'm always going to grab probably the latest version of something, and that's just what it is. But I'm not going to sit on camera and write off that the current devices from OnePlus are bad in any kind of way, because they're all sick. They still outpower and outperform several other devices on the market. Now, where their camera game is lacking, let's hope that OnePlus decides to pump it up and give us some really good cameras. They've bragged about their cameras at some point or another in all the presentations, and I think it's time for them to show and prove. Those cameras on the front camera on the 7 Pro, beast. I love that camera. Shout out to El Boogie. LeBaron, he used the 7 Pro front pop-up camera for live streams, and it was just fantastic quality. There is no getting around that quality that he was pushing out. And then I bought it myself, and I love the front camera. I like the front camera better than the rear camera, and it just shouldn't be like that. But sometimes it's like that. Because, if you're going to do a vlog or something like that, you're going to be holding the device like this, and you're going to be vlogging. That's just what it is. So the specs on this thing are more than likely going to be the 7nm plus chip, which is the Snapdragon 865, say it all together. One of them, and treat this still as a rumor until April 14th, because April 14th is when it actually pops off. So pretty much it should be about the size of the current devices, as far as screen size, body, everything. They're just going to have 5G, looks like. I'm hoping that they have 5G. They got the chip for it, so we don't know about that yet. But it's pretty much going to be the same devices. They're going to look a little different. You got the fluid AMOLED display. The Pro model obviously has the 1440p display. The Pro model is 19 by 5 by 9 still, and the newer 8, the lesser version, if you will, is 20 by 9. So you think of Galaxy S20 Plus, all the newer devices, the A51, the A71. The 20 by 9 is a fantastic ratio. Even though I like 21 by 9 just a hair better, the 20 by 9 is actually fantastic. So they're HDR10 compliant, HDR10 plus. The Pro model is supposed to have a 120 hertz display, and we've already seen that on the Galaxy S20 design. It's fantastic. While the lesser version, if you want to call it a lesser version, has a 90 hertz display. Both running Android 10, so out of the box, so that should be no problem. But they don't have card slots. At least from what I'm reading here, they don't have card slots, and You know, there's 12 gigs of RAM on the Pro model on both models, the 128 and the 256, but the OnePlus 8 supposedly has an 8 gig 128 gig model and a 12 gig 256 gig model. So UFS 3.0, which is fast read and write memory, that's what we want. And then, you know, you've got the difference will probably be the cameras on this thing. So again, I'm just reading off of what's online spec wise. They should both have 4K at 60 on the rear and only 1080p 30 on the front from what I'm seeing. I don't know if this to be true yet, but the stereo speakers are still there. They should be good, man. In-screen fingerprint reader. This is going to be good. The batteries are going to be bigger on both. I'm reading here 4510 for the big boy, the Pro, and then 4300 for the H model. Also fast charging at 30 watts. So we'll see how this goes. And the big boy is supposed to have reverse charging. So I'm looking at my battery up here. I'm kind of wondering how OnePlus is going to compete with themselves. OnePlus will need to battle themselves just like everyone else when it comes to your previous device. And the problem that you have there is that your current device is cost less. More than likely, it's going to be half the cost. So your job is, like all OEMs, to sell the customer on why they need to get your new device. And it's just that simple. That's how it goes. So OEMs have to battle themselves like that. And I think Samsung is one of the few companies that are battling themselves. You know, they're not doing too well because their lesser devices, if you will, cost a heck of a lot less. And they're just as good. So there it is. It's your man Jay. OnePlus is back in the building. April 14th. We're going to see the new devices. What do you guys think? I'm curious to know. Well, obviously, I'm going to get the OnePlus 8. I don't know which one yet, but I'm curious to see just how much better it is than the previous models. Will it be? Who knows? It's your man Jay. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.